Malawi, I'm boy.
How you doing, guys? How you doing? I'm here with Carl. Are you here, Carl? He's not here. We'll wait for him for a few minutes.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, here I can hear you. Were you in the background?
Yeah, I was trying to switch my mic to on. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's actually better. Your mic actually sounds better.
Yeah,
today.
I'm using that microphone thing. The new microphone thing.
Which one? What do you mean the new mic? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that is better. Yeah, I can hear you better than before. I think, but
Okay.
before your sound was not great. Some people
I
it's
know.
like the sound is not great. So anyway, then finally good to meet you again after a long time. Hopefully, most of these videos will not be happening with the business, but they'll be happening once in a while. Anyway, let's see the people in the comments. Big Morgan says, "Hello, Blue Boys. How you doing, Big Morgan? Long time no see." Guys, go and watch Clinical's video. He did a very good video today with Steve. Big up to Big Steve for coming on Clinical's video. Yeah, and respect for that, to be honest. So today, look, we're going to talk about Kalvin Phillips. It's a tale of two stories. No, it's a tale of a player who has so much potential. England Player of the Season, the 2020 year of 2020, and Leeds best player, if we are being honest, in most of the times when Leeds came up to the top. I was watching his interview today. I've watched his documentary. All what we want to discuss today is, I can just remove this graphic for a few minutes. Kalvin Phillips, for me, I think he deserves our support. Some people seem to want him to leave the club. We'll obviously discuss about it, and I'll see how you feel yourself. You and me did a video, I think, months ago, years ago, maybe might be years ago, on Kalvin Phillips when we wanted him to join City. Carl, looking at that, how we did that video, what has changed? Why now all of a sudden a guy who we all thought this guy coming to City means game over for most teams, means we are not going to have to rely on Rodri a lot. But rewind it to now. What has changed at the point where some people, some horrible people I can say, are saying this guy has to leave the club?
Because, Patrick, people are selfish. People are wicked. A lot of people who say that kind of stuff haven't kicked the ball in their entire life. They haven't run around in the midfield their entire life. They haven't managed in their entire life. They're just people with phones and laptops who like to slag other players off. The reality is, this kid has talent. He's gone through a hell of a lot. When you watch the video of him on YouTube, on Amazon, you see what he went through, not just his father, but his grandmother, Granny Val. The fact that he is perhaps the breadwinner of his family, the struggles he went through with injury, disappointments. He's been struggling. Let's be clear, right? When you look at a player who gets injured, look at what's happened in their life, because the mind controls the body. If your mind is not settled down, your body will react. We talk about players like Paul Pogba. wonderful player, Juventus, goes to United, all the abuse he gets, guess what happens to him? Injury after injury after injury. And for people to slag this guy off, I don't understand it. You know, people talk about, well, you slag Jack Grealish off. We don't slag Jack Grealish. We ask him to do better. We know
Yeah, that's
Kalvin
the
can.
difference.
Yeah, we
That's
know
the
Kalvin
difference,
can.
Carl.
Yeah,
That's the difference. And I know some people will come with that. Oh, but you guys talk too much about Jack. But Jack is different. Jack, we know his quality. I know Jack is a very good player. As I told you multiple times, if you ask my friends, when Jack was coming to City, the amount of hype on the group I did, the amount of Jack GIFs I was using for a whole week, even on our group chat, Carl, a whole week I was using Jack. I love Jack. It's just that I feel like he can do better than what he does. Sometimes he doesn't want to be the star. He doesn't want to take charge of the game. I've seen him a few times, especially against Chelsea. I called Carl and said, that's the Jack we're looking for. When De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Gundogan were not in the team, Jack took over the team. He was creating. He was so dangerous, unlucky not to score. That's what we look for. Funny thing is, I was thinking about it, Carl. This whole Phillips has to leave. Phillips is not good enough. Phillips can never reach Rodri's level. Do you remember when Rodri came to Man City?
Oh my
Carl?
goodness!
What did people say? Didn't people say that this is not the Fernandinho? Were there no videos saying this is not the Fernandinho replacement? I remember that time I was not like doing YouTube a lot, but I remember those YouTubers, those pundits, those people on Twitter saying this guy is not the Fernandinho level. Where we wasted so much. Bring on the Zakaria. Remember, people were looking for Zakaria. People were looking for other players around to replace, to come in and place Fernandinho, saying Rodri will just be a backup. It's not going to suit him. The Spanish football is too slow. Rodri is in the Prem. He will never take over the Fernandinho mantle. And I remember I also started having the same mentality, saying, oh, this guy, man, is too slow. He can't read the game. That went on for a while. Rodri was playing. Yep. Obviously, that's the difference between Rodri was playing a few games, but when Rodri plays, people are like, where's Fernandinho? Oh my God, Fernandinho is injured. We're done for. I remember when Fernandinho was in, people were saying we're done for. Rodri is sucks. He gets run over. Rewind a few more seasons, Rodri is Mr. Untouchable. Why do fans change? Why don't we learn a lesson from things like that? Hadn't we learn a lesson from Gundogan, who we used to slate? This guy just gets injured. Him and Rodri in midfield are pathetic. I remember the Madrid game, Carl. They played the two, and I think we beat Madrid, but they said these two guys were a liability. I remember even other rival fans were saying these two guys are slow. They should never play together. While seasons ago, last season, it was Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Rodri in midfield, running the midfield to a treble. So why is Phillips not getting this chance? Why is Phillips not getting the chance Mahrez got, Bernardo Silva got? All these people like Grealish got a whole year and he wasn't doing well. Mahrez got a whole year. Why don't we learn? I don't get it.
Well, because people like to. I mean, I think what disappoints me the most is there are some massive accounts out there who've destroyed Phillips, man. I'm telling you, they just. And I ask myself the question. I ask myself the question: what are you doing? Your own player, because he's not playing at the Rodri level, because he's not coming for Rodri, you want to destroy the guy? Why not support the guy? Why not show him the love that he wants? Tell him that we're still with you. You'll come good, because he's our asset. You know, oh, Pep wants it to go. They want to get rid of him. They want to do this. They want to do that. How do you know that? You were there when Pep talked to you? Oh, someone told me who I know someone in the club who told me. How do you know that? The same people, some of the same people were saying, oh, they told him that Belleman was coming, or this guy was coming, or that was Bernardo was leaving, or this. But how do you know? How do you know? Just give the guy time. Let him find his confidence. Let him find his mojo again. Played for England yesterday, first 90 minutes in a long time. Thank God for Southgate for that. And he cooked. He did well. He really, really played well. In fact, his rating was higher than Rice yesterday. He was equal with Walker and Foden, the rating.
If you think about it, he's actually had better performances in an England jersey than Declan Rice. More better performances per se when he gets played.
You know why? Because they back him to perform, and when he gets on, he believes it and he delivers. It's all about the mind. If you don't believe in me, if you don't back me, I don't perform at my highest level. It's human nature. When you watch the Amazon documentary, it's very clear This guy is very in touch with his emotions. It's clear. You know, the want to see his father, the need to always to be recognized by his father, for his father to see him. All these things play into it. They all play into it. Instead of our fans to back him and support him in his low times, they want to slag him off and tell him he's useless, he's not good enough, get out of our club. What kind of fan are you? You call yourselves fans? What kind of fan is that? That's not a fan.
Isn't it the same? Like, that's the funny thing. These are some people are the same people who are saying Gomez has to go. Now, trust me, if you go on Twitter and say Gomez has to go, on, people are like, no, he has to stay. He has to stay. Now it's changed. He has to. It's just, this is what I keep seeing when I watched the interview. He said, my confidence, Bielsa told me that it's just your confidence is down. Just keep your head up and keep playing. He says the reason why he smiles right now, every time he gets a chance, is like he told himself, every opportunity you have, just be happy. I'll just smile through it. I'll smile through everything and I'll play through everything. He talked about being injured when he came to City. He said he really wanted to prove himself at Man City. He also name dropped saying, look, me not playing is the manager's decision and I respect the manager's decision. Now that's another thing, Carl. There's a difference here. Do you know this is not the worst player we've seen at City? There was Wilfred Bonne, Mangala. There was players that were bought that are bad. Phillips hasn't even been that bad. Even when he plays, it's not bad. It's not like at the point you're like, this guy, there's no hope in him. But the way people are acting is as if there's no hope in him. But he said his confidence is down. He called Bielsa because he sees him as a father figure. You're right. His father is in prison, as he says, and his father might come out and he would wish his father to watch his games, because his father says there's nothing better I can do when I come out of jail is to watch all your games, follow you across the world. Yeah. So basically, that's what I'm saying. I don't get people like this. I don't know why we don't learn, because Jesse Lingard said this. These players are human beings and they see all this stuff we post online. Like, at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. People will be like, oh yeah, but you do, but everything is, go back to all my tweets about Jack, because some of you love him so much. There's never been a point where I've said, Jack, get out of the club. You've never seen me say, Jack, leave the club. Jack gets sold. It's always Jack score goals, Jack assist more, attack more. That's the difference. Not putting an X on Phillips and saying he has to leave. There's nothing he donates but laughs. But this guy says, I want to do my best. I want to stay at City. But people say, oh, you have to go.
He wants to fight. He wants to fight. I mean, the guy wants to stay and wants to fight. You guys want him out. You think about that, right? Guy wants to stay, wants to fight. He has a great attitude. Even with all the criticism, he still smiles and cracks jokes. And you want him out. Instead of saying, you know what? You want to fight? Let's try to help you. Whatever we can do as fans to sing your name and to help you out, we will do so. I remember the game last season where he comes on for like 3 minutes. Guy was smiling and bouncing on the fact that at least he's coming on. That's the kind of mentality that you want. That's what you want. Right, Patrick? Not you know, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
With all due respect, not a guy who says, oh, I'm not getting game time, so I'm going to leave, I'm going to go to Chelsea. And all of a sudden, because the guy is from Worcestershire, wherever that is, near Manchester, you guys are crying. But a guy who's Leeds' best player, who's mature, who plays for England first team, not the under 21s, is saying he wants to fight for his spot and play for this team, and you're all slagging him off. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's what surprises me. It's as if people are picking and choose, right? People are picking and choosing that who they want. Oh, this one has to leave. I saw people going crazy over Palmer, but what has Palmer achieved in this team? Yes, I know you're trying to get a Manchester, but then we found out he was a Manchester United fan. There's pictures everywhere, so it's quite funny that people are crying for him. And the guy who says, "I want to leave because I want to go elsewhere," but you're sitting there stopping players that want to leave, crying for players that want to leave. A player says he wants to stay. Give this guy a chance. This whole mentality of like, oh, he has to leave. Trust me, the reason why Southgate picks this guy as the second DM is, can you tell me who's the better English DM? If let's say Rice and Phillips are not there, who comes after? Who else is there that can play? Not many.
All you have to do is go look at the stats of yesterday in terms of the ratings between Rice and him yesterday. He was clear. When a guy has confidence, Patrick, right, and his manager believes in him, he flourishes, he thrives. His quality shows. It's no accident. I don't understand. I don't understand how we can have a player like this who we know has talent, maybe struggling in many areas, and we don't just back the guy. It behooves my mind. And they'll say, "Oh, Pep doesn't rate him. This and that, that and that." Okay, he's still there, or they want him to leave, and are you there?
He's on a 5-year contract.
Not going anywhere.
That's what you. Yeah, he's on a 5-year contract. Let me read this. Kevin has started 3 games last season. Give him time. That's the thing. Give him time. I don't get people. Exactly. I remember supporters sending Rodri, no patience. Yes, people wanted Rodri gone. And people, you can't lie. You wanted Rodrigo and you were frustrated. Whenever Fernandinho gets injured, you were so frustrated. Some people are saying, let's bring in Zakaria. I can go and check clips and put clips together, and there can be a 30-minute clip of channels, of tweets, people saying Rodri is not good enough. And I said a few things also, saying this guy maybe is actually not good enough. It's quite funny that, as I say, City fans, we don't realize that somebody needs a full season. I remember when I did the Jack Grealish video, or saying give him a year, give him time. Remember, Carl, you came halfway. I remember doing that video. You came in. You also came in for the Maris video. All these videos we're doing, and never once, even the same Carl, people you like throwing shots at that he hates Jack. Carl was in there supporting Jack, saying Jack has to stay. And during that time, Carl, the funny thing is nobody wanted Jack. People were tired of him. They're saying loan him back to Aston Villa.
I remember.
That time, and the video is on the page. The funny thing about videos is they stay on YouTube, so you can go if you think the line. I was happy to see him play yesterday. Good for his confidence. I was also happy. Even Carl told me that he was happy to see Phillips come in against, was it Burnley? Or Fulham against Fulham.
Yeah.
Please, you're not gonna come on, relax. Here is like a Ballon d'Or level. Rodri keeps Phillips on the bench. Many fans still don't understand that. That's the problem. Phillips doesn't get game time because the standard on the pitch is ridiculously high. That's actually a good thing to say. I said last season that Phillips should get the chance to show us this season if he's good enough. It's too early to write him off. It is too early to write him off. Big up, Patrick. Harry Maguire and Southgate comment. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Maguire and Southgate. And Southgate saying that people shouldn't criticize Maguire. But Southgate, you're the same guy who came out and told us that you don't play Foden because you don't know where he plays. You told us that you don't play Foden in midfield. But yet Henderson never plays as a number 10. You played Henderson as a number 10. You played Maddison as a winger. And you've played, what's his name? What's that guy? Trippier. Trippier is a right back. You play him left back. So Walker, you've played him as a centre back while he's a right back, and yet you're telling us that Foden can play. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It is. Yeah, it is weird. But listen, I'm just happy for Kalvin that he got 90 minutes yesterday. Got some fitness on his belt. Got a run out. I think it's only going to help him going forward this season. Really, if you ask me.
Yeah, that is actually. What do you think? Do you think Southgate this is his last season?
Oh yeah. He's not going to win anything.
I don't know. I just feel like people are too patient with him. I think, look, as much as Potter didn't do well at Chelsea, I would still think Potter would be a good manager for England. I think he would take more risks and he would play that team better than Southgate, because Southgate plays it so people are just impatient. That is true. I'm still not a fan of Jack. He will never be Sane or Raheem Sterling's level. Look, at the end of the day, as much as we cannot be fan of how Jack plays, I still think Jack is important in this team, and I think this season he knows the pressure behind him, and I think he is one of the pivotal players in the team. This season, look, I'm done with the standarding players. I'm done with putting unnecessary pressure on the players. Carl is right. The majority of us haven't played football. We played football back in the days, but we don't play football in the pressure of these guys. Let's let these guys cook, man. These guys just gave us a treble. They deserve to have a bad season. They deserve to have a bad game. From now on, going forward, I'll just be positive towards players. We want to criticize them based on a game, isn't it, Carl? Based on a game, on how they play. Don't criticize players just based on their history. We desperately need to give Phillips. I keep reminding people, and I keep repeating myself. Rodri came to City. Some people said Rodri will never replace Fernandinho, but he did. So where is this patience for Phillips? Where is the patience we had with Bernardo's first season, Gundogan's first season? Let's talk about John Stones' first season, which was horrible. John Stones used to give away balls in our box, and people thought were saying this John Stones guy is too risky, too many issues. We don't know if he's ever going to reach his potential. All these players, Riyad Mahrez came to City. People did not like him. They didn't like the way he played. But all this changed. You need time at City, and trust me, Phillips will be help because you know where I saw there's a bit of light in Phillips. There was a game when Rodri was playing, Rodri and Gundogan. I think it was the Chelsea game. We won 4-0. We were getting countered a lot. A lot of counters were coming. Our midfield was too slow. Rodri looked tired. Gundogan looked tired because they had played a lot of games. Pep Guardiola switched it. He brought in Phillips and Bernardo Silva. The midfield was not fast, was not getting outrun. That was Phillips' best game, I think, in a City jersey. It was one of the Chelsea games, either for the 4-0 or the 2-1 we won. Phillips and Silva locked down that midfield. Um, Phillips will be Ballon d'Or level in 3 years' time. I wouldn't say. You never know. You never know. Do you believe Foden will ever have a season like Sane in 2017-18? I think he can. I think he can. He started very well this season. The issue about last season, Foden was cooking until he got that injury. So look, let's not write players off. For me, that's it. I'm gonna stop the video here. I don't know if I'll do another video, but I'm gonna stop the video here. I just want to talk about Phillips. That guys, let's give him time. Let's stop this behavior of posting that Phillips has to leave the club. Yes, you are allowed to criticize a player for that performance. You're allowed to ask more from a player. I know people are frustrated that because Rodri has been playing all the games and he doesn't have rest. But come on, give Phillips time. You never know this season. This is the man that might carry us. You never know. And you know, last season, what I also noticed is we played the Carabao Cup against a very big team. I think it was Chelsea. Then we played again against Liverpool. I think Pep wanted a treble. Pep wanted to win all the trophies, so he was not risking a lot of rotation. You notice last year he was not risking that because you heard Zinchenko in the interview. Rodri is the main key component in that City team. He's the system. So I think Pep really wanted to win a treble. That's why Phillips didn't get time. But this season, the Carabao Cups and the FA Cups, I hope Phillips gets time against teams like that. I hope Phillips gets 30 minutes. Big up to the assistant manager putting him 10 minutes for the other game. I was very proud. Let this guy cook, man. Let this guy play. It was going to be the future Leeds captain. Watch the documentary. They didn't want to sell him, but they had no choice. This guy is talented. He's very talented, highly rated in his city. He was called I think he was called Piero or something. Something I remember. At least they called him the Piero or something. I think I'm right or something. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thank you very much.